We are ready to go. It just keeps on going here. I tell you, it's a hell of a show. The amount of racing that they pack into a weekend here, and it's all good stuff, and it's quite varied. Alongside me is Geordie Peters, who's got a real love affair with these Formula Fords. He loves these single-seaters, and he's been around them for a fair few years, knows most of the competitors, and certainly knows the cars, and they change, but they don't change, these guys, don't they? Some of the races are, what, 74, 75, and some of them are 16.
Yeah, exactly. Some of the faces change, some of the faces just get older, and some of the faces get younger. But it's all about great racing and teaching that next generation of racers what it's all about, and also those more experienced guys getting out there and mixing it and teaching those young guys a lesson.
Yes, and here we look at them going out of Parc Fermé. And a variance, as you can see, lots of different shapes. Does it make that much difference, the shapes of the cars? They've obviously changed over the years, but really, an older car like this one could be just as competitive as a newer car.
Yeah, you allude to the body shapes there, and while aerodynamics, we don't see the huge aero effect like we do in the Castrol Toyota Racing Series with the big wings front and rear, but the side pods, for example, the body shapes, they do affect mainly the draft that the car puts off and how big of a hole that car punches for the car behind to use to its advantage down the long straight. So we'll see some of the Van Diems in the south have quite a narrow body in comparison to, for example, the new Mygales and Spectrums, who've got quite wide side pods down the bottom, which punch quite a big hole in the air and just slow them down just ever so slightly.
Yeah, I was talking to one of the engineers who was preparing one of the early 90s Van Diemen's, of course, made in Great Britain, and he was saying that, you know, it just shows you how good the design was back 20 years ago, 25 years ago, 20, 30 years ago, because if they're able, in the right hands, to be competitive, then there's absolutely nothing wrong with the design, because obviously technology gets more and more precise, better aerodynamics, better suspension, and so on and so forth. But really, not a lot has changed. Here's your starting grid then. Billy Fraser on pole position. Jack Noble-Adams kept him honest last time. He'll do so again. Bailey Patterson and Tony Graham moving up this time to the second row. Cameron Freeman, the championship leader, is in 5th position. Kim Crocker alongside. Then Anna Collins 7th and Dyson Freeman in 8th position. Further down, Ronan Murphy stuck at the gravel last time out, but he'll be back out there. And Oscar Noble-Adams in 10th position. 11th is Steve Edwards. Zach Christiansen 4th in the championship and 12th on the grid. And here is the scene. What a beautiful day. I'd love to get a motorhome out there and be out there with the Invercargill kids and enjoying it. There they are. Family day out. And yeah, it's just a good weekend. I think we've got a potential boxer in our mix there.
Yeah, it looks like it. And also on offer this weekend for these guys in the South Island Formula 1600 Series is the George Begg Trophy, which is contested over round 4 and round 6 of the championship, which both rounds are here at Teretonga. And at the moment, we've got Andy Downs leading that points tally.
George Begg, I saw a picture of him on the wall downstairs. Obviously, a big patron of this circuit.
Yeah, he's an instrumental part of New Zealand motorsport history, a car engineer, manufacturer back in the day, and I believe there is a Begg out there somewhere in this field.
Haha. Begs the question. Anyway, here we go. There is the career racing man, and there is the University of Cambridge. Is it? Which university is it that he's a member of?
University of Canterbury.
That's the one. Yeah. And yeah, I was talking to his dad about it, and he doesn't get actual sponsorship money-wise from them, but he gets a lot of advantages from going to school there in his first year of engineering. And yeah, really, really smart move by him. And he gets all his training done there. There's Cameron Freeman, your championship leader in the number 19. Can he have a better run? But Billy Fraser, once again, will be the man to watch. Let's start from the pit lane in a previous race.
Yeah, just didn't quite make the cut there before the gates closed, which is a real shame for Billy, but he's on pole for this one, and I'm sure he'll be ready to make amends.
Yes, and he did pile his way through the field bit by bit. Here we go then. Out go the lights, away we go, and another good start by the 75 of Jack Noble-Adams, 2nd in the championship and leading this race already. Similar situation than we've had all weekend as Bailey Patterson slots in behind Billy Fraser. Fraser just not as quick as everybody off the line, but Jack, be nimble, he is. Jack Noble-Adams gets the win off the start and leads this race yet again, as he has in literally the 2 previous races.
Yeah, Jack, we have seen, he's a great starter, and even is able to get out there and lead Billy Fraser now in this race. But Billy's hot on his tail as we watch some of the more classic cars go through there. We just had the Big and Shot before, the big FM3 driven by, it was...
Oh, go on, Billy, and he's done him. Nicely done on the hairpin. Didn't take long, did it? Goodbye.
No, back out in front, back where Billy likes to be, and this could be race win 5 of 6 if he can seal it here today.
Yeah, that would be pretty impressive. And getting a good start also is car number 6. That's Tony Graham, who started on the second row in the all red in 4th place. There, Tony Graham coming across the line now, but it's Billy Fraser who completes the first lap ahead of Jack Noble Adams. Bailey Patterson just behind them in 3rd. Then it's Tony Graham, and a good clean start and a great start from Billy Fraser as we look further down the field and see the battles going through. Phil Fowkes in the 71. He's in one of the older cars, and there's the number 87 of Dominic Robertson in the South Island Formula 1600. And glimpse there of the number 8, Steve Heffernan. We haven't been through the midfield of this. It's such a big field, and it's great to see all of these cars out. Different classes. What are the different classes, Geordie?
So we've got Class 1, which is our cars manufactured from 2000 onwards. Class 2, our cars manufactured between 1990 and 1999, and Class 3, which are those cars that were manufactured before 1990, and as we see there, quite a few of them.
So they are racing for class prizes then, in that respect?
Yeah, so we've got essentially the main overall series championship, series points tally, which anyone is eligible for. Then within that, you've got 3 different classes where everyone fights for class honours. Just allows those guys who maybe don't have quite a few of the trick bits of the newer cars to still fight for something.
We're following 14th place now, Fowkes in the 71, and that's the 87 of Dominic Robertson. He did a 105.3 and started 13th on the grid, and these two are battling for 13th and 14th place. I love the look of that 71. It looks fun. Nice low. I just like the shape of it.
Yeah, it's certainly a more classic style of bodywork on that car, and like we said earlier, there's a wide range of bodyworks, wide range of suspension designs on here, but they all follow the same basic concept. They all have the same engine, they all have the same gearbox, and that's what Formula Ford's all about, creating close racing through reasonably close cars.
Number 5 coming through shot, that's Kim Crocker, who's been in the hunt throughout most of this weekend, but just hasn't had a podium. We've got the championship leader, Cameron Freeman, who started the weekend on 450 points and has not really shown much, and he's just behind Kim Crocker there, and well, he's going to have some work to do. Now Tony Graham's joined the battle. Here it is, the number 5. Good battle also going on behind. Here it is. And that's the 26.
So the young Dyson Freeman there.
Yeah.
He's another one of those great club races. It looks like, is that Cameron Freeman?
That's Cameron Freeman slowing down, and that could be big news for Jack Noble Adams, second in the championship. If he doesn't finish this race, that could change the complexion of this championship for the South Island Formula 1600s, because he slowed right down there.
Yeah, that's not ideal for Cameron and his championship hopes, and Jack Noble Adams, he'll be making sure he can finish as high as he can. Currently sitting in 2nd place. He'll want to make sure he crosses the line there and capitalises on this opportunity that's been handed to him.
Meanwhile, at the front, Billy Fraser crosses the line. Last time out, he does a 103.4. That's close to his best lap, and look at this. Good battles here, side by side, trying to close the door before going into the loop. And just about pulls it off.
Anna Collins getting there around the outside of Dyson. Dyson, one of the great races here, good South Island lad competing in his Formula 40, loves it. He's also got a helmet design business that paints helmets for races up and down the country. He air sprays them, and he's quite successful at it.
I was about to say, that's a good, if you're around this many racing drivers each weekend, that's a good business to be in.
Yeah, it certainly is, and I'm sure at the moment he'll be sporting one of his many cool designs that he's put onto people's helmets, and the car looks great in those colours. Yeah,
no question about it. It's also important to look good when you're out on the racing scene. Zach Christensen in the 21 in 8th position, down in 4th in the championship at the moment. So it'll be good for him. Fraser now really extending that lead, and trouble for Cameron Freeman. Now this could change the complexion of the championship. At the moment, Jack Noble-Adams, the former Carter, is second in the championship, but with Cameron not scoring in this race, that really could change things up a bit and certainly tighten the championship at the top.
Yeah, I think there's only 6 points between them, so I think Jack will definitely touch wood, everything stays the same. Jack will overtake and grab that championship lead.
Well, he certainly deserves it. He's been, I mean, besides Billy Fraser, who's been phenomenal, he's been the most strong in all the races, and he deserves to be at the pointy end for sure. Really good battle here. Dyson Freeman in the 26. All over the number 96 of Anna Collins in the all-white.
Anna Collins there, another seasoned racer. Her brother, Michael, actually raced in this class not too long ago and was one of the main competitors when Liam Lawson was racing in this class. He put the boot to Liam Lawson, made sure he didn't have it his own way when they were racing here. And in fact, he was one of the fiercest competitors Liam's racing is, especially in the junior formulas.
Tell me something, when you were watching Liam Lawson back when he was out racing, could you tell immediately that he was something special? Yeah,
a lot of people certainly saw something in him. You know, he's attracted a lot of great supporters, and they all see the same thing that they've seen in the past. You know, a lot of them have worked with Richie Stanaway, Shane Van Gisbergen, and they all see that same quality in Liam and have helped him get to where he is today.
Richie Stanaway making an early retirement from racing, real shame, because a fantastic pedaler in his day. Obviously had a few injuries as well and an up and down career, but there's no questioning his talent. Richie Stanaway, one of the best to come out of New Zealand.
Yeah, exactly, and another recipient of that successful Speed Sports Scholarship Program run out of Palmerston North with Dennis Martin and his team, Jonathan Morton and Sheridan Bonner, who I'm sure are watching the telecast now, looking for the next future star in motor racing, as we see these trio head around and still engaged in that enthralling battle. Great battle here, and plenty of time that is, to do something. Let's hear down from Stephen. He's got the championship leader.
Cameron, we didn't expect to see that. What was the problem?
I've lost third and fourth gear, I think, and the whole gearbox is just crunching away, so something's gone wrong inside there.
Something you just didn't expect or contemplate, right? The car's been running beautifully.
No, it's going all good today, so I don't know what happens. It's just, lost all third and fourth gears. So.
I suppose the bad thing about this, no championship points, and you are the leader, right?
No, so I'll probably lose that today, I would say.
Never mind, mate, that's racing.
Yeah, definitely.
Very phlegmatic about it, yep. 4 gears in all, and if you lose 2 of them, you ain't got much left.
No, and then I actually was just alerted before the race that Ryan Lowe is out there, and he's only got 2 gears as well, so he's missing first gear and third gear, so he's out there wearing his clutch out nice and rough, but he just wanted to go out racing.
We'll put an announcement out. If anybody's found any gears, do come and let them know. They need them. Anna Collins in a great battle here. She's really having a good day out here.
And sorry to interrupt, Jonathan. It looks like Andy Downs has been stricken there.
He's
currently leading the George Begg Trophy points tally, so that's a big shame for Andy. He's one of the real gentleman racers of the class.
He's at the exit of pit lane, and that's a precarious place, but they're rolling him back, and I think he's out of harm's way. But that was a bit of a moment for him. There he is.
Yeah.
In fact, there's 2 cars there.
That's going to put Ryan Lowe, who we were just talking about, who's only got second and fourth gear, right in a good position to pounce and take that George Begg Trophy.
The other car, of course, is Cameron Freeman, just getting it out of the way. So those are the 2 cars out at the moment, and we go back to the fray. And a really good battle. Zach Christensen and 26 Dyson Freeman really dicing it out between them, these 2. Excellent stuff so far. Zach Christensen, the youngster, who is currently 4th in the championship. So every reason for him to get a good result out of this one too. Kim Crocker competed in the TRS Championship all the way back in 2005. So we've got, with people like Alistair Wooten and several others here, we've got plenty who've got some experience of the Premier Series here in New Zealand. And that's coming up as we go back to a man who's hoping to join that series next year, and that's Billy Fraser in the career racing car, and he's doing a sterling job. He did a great job in the last race because, as you say, he started from the pit lane in the other series and then carved his way through. But time running out, 5 laps to go. Billy doing the business, and 3.5 seconds the gap now for this young man. And really, really good run so far in the Spectrum.
So it looks like Billy's going to encounter some left traffic now, which is what you would expect to see in such a large field, and the cars sort of spread out. But that's another learning curve that is going to benefit him later in his career, learning how to deal with lap traffic and some slower cars ahead of you. Luckily, he doesn't have anyone behind him, so he's got plenty of time to figure that one out.
Yeah, the field very spread out now, and you can see with 4 to go, look, he's really having. This is where it gets a little crazy, because you're on lines you don't really want to be on. You're passing guys that you're a lot faster than, and some of them will be aware, some of them won't be aware. Some of them might be thinking, hey, he's racing me, but the truth is he's not. He's lapping them. Most of them know the colours by now. He's been so successful. But this is a tricky part of a race, because you can easily get offline, lose your concentration, or make a stupid mistake.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about patience now, keeping your head down and making sure, like you say, you stay focused. You don't make those little mistakes that cost you race wins and cost you championships.
Down towards the elbow comes the leader, Billy Fraser, and after this he'll have 3 to go. But he's gapped himself nicely from Jack Noble Adams in second place. It's over 6 seconds now. And here that battle continues between the 96 and the 26, Dyson Freeman and Anna Collins. And just behind is the 21 I mentioned before, Zach Christensen.
Yeah, Jack's another young racer. We saw him come up north to do a round of the Manfield Winter Series in Formula First, and he showed some real potential, so it's great to see him out in a Formula Ford down here, experiencing some tracks all over the country and gain some more experience, build his knowledge, and hopefully we'll see him move up the ranks one day.
Well, that's the key. They always say more seat time, more seat time. If you're a youngster, if you can get the time and you can afford the time, then keep getting in the seat. Whoa, nicely done. Through goes the 26 of Dyson Freeman. Nicely done.
Yeah, Anna Collins looked like she just ran a little bit wide on the entry to that corner there, but like you mentioned, it's all about seat time. That's why Billy Fraser's out here. He's making the most of his trip all the way down to Invercargill.
That's the 44. That's James Dicey in a rather dicey position.
Yeah, it looks like the rear toes have been adjusted quite heavily on that car, so not sure what's happened there. But
and the 87's gone off too. So Dominic Robertson stuck in the gravel. Surely the safety car's going to come out. I would have guessed anyway, with 2 cars strung out there as far as they are. With 2 to go, we could finish under safety, unfortunately. And let's see what happened. Here's a replay. And, right, 1 car. Oh, well, that was a simple spin and avoiding action. Oh, boom! Extra points for the wheelie?
Yeah, possibly Paul Dole there just collecting the back of James Dicey's spinning car. So a bit of damage for both of those guys. Not ideal, not what we like to see out there in those beautifully presented cars, but they're out of the car. They're all right, and not long here to go at Teretonga Park.
No, and that was a bit of a moment there for Paul Dowell, and out he goes. But it's been a rare old day for him. He's been out twice now.
Yeah, luckily his birthday was yesterday and he managed to get in all good racing here. It didn't spoil the festivities.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, very much so. Back with the leader then. And as he crosses the line now and have 1 to go. And here we go. There is the checkered flag. I thought he had 1 to go, but that's it. He's done it. And Billy Fraser, what a season and what a way to start 2020.
Yeah, it couldn't get much better for Billy Fraser. It's he's had 9 races over the last 2 weekends and he's won 8 of them. So
yeah,
that's exceptional.
That's not a bad tally, is it really?
No, it's very good. So he'll be looking now to carry that form on when he heads up north for the remaining rounds of the New Zealand Formula Ford Championship. But for the moment, I think Jack Noble Adams is going to take over the series lead in the South Island Formula 1600 Series.
I think you're right, because a second place again, and he's done it in style. So Jack Noble Adams takes seconds. Bailey Patterson did take third. Tony Graham did a good job of taking his best result of the weekend in 4th place. Dyson Freeman 5th. Zach Christensen did get up to 6th place, going ahead of Anna Collins in the closing stages. Simon Spencer Mauer in 8th position. Robert Toshak 9th, and Kim Crocker in the end finishing in 10th position. So, like you say, all change at the top. Just 1 result finish for Cameron. Freeman didn't get any points from that race. Here is confirmation of the result. Billy Fraser with the win again. Jack Noble Adams again in 2nd place. Bailey Patterson again in 3rd. So another round out of the podium for those 3. Tony Graham in 4th place. Dyson Freeman, Zach Christensen, Anna Collins, Simon Spencer Bauer, Robert Toshak, and Kim Crocker rounding out the top 10. So good stuff, and Billy Fraser definitely getting some really good experience. There's not much you can do from there, is there? He's happy to sit. Here are the highlights then of the final race of the weekend for the Southland Formula 1600s. Good race from Billy Fraser, finally got the lead. Jack Noble Adams took the lead early on, as he's done in almost every race, and then eventually Fraser getting into the lead. There was battles going on throughout. Folks in the number 71 battling it away, and the number 87. And as the race continued, we had all sorts of battles through the field. Sadly, Cameron Freeman coming to a stop at losing third and fourth gears. Good battle here also between the number 96 of Anna Collins, Zach Christensen, and Zach getting the better, and likewise Dyson Freeman in the 26. Here came Cameron Freeman into the pits to a stop. That battle I just mentioned kept going and raging on. And eventually the 26 of Dyson Freeman getting through. Meanwhile, 77 Steve Edwards also in a battle, a little squirrel there. And the 87 going through. Meanwhile, great move in the end. I think Anna Collins just went a little bit wide, and it didn't take long for Dyson Freeman to slide through, and that's what happened to the 74, celebrating his birthday. And Billy Fraser, though, celebrating yet another victory. Let's head down to Stephen. He's in the pits.
Got to say, Jonathan, we've lost Billy Fraser, but we've got Jack Noblad in a second. You were pointing to your left tyre. What happened?
I've lost one on the front brakes. So my left-hand front brakes, a few laps into the race, it looks like the pads have come out of the caliper. And so whenever I got on the brakes, the car would violently pull to the right. I'm surprised I made it home, but yeah.
So that's an excellent effort to finish P2.
Yeah, I'm very happy.
You've had a great weekend. In fact, last weekend as well, you were strong as well. Are you surprised, or this is expected of how you should be driving?
I'd like to say it was expected. We knew we had some pace in the car, and I think it's just been proven, so I'm very happy.
Did you know Cameron Freeman DNF?
I didn't, but I do now, so I think that puts me in first place for the title.
There you go. Congratulations, even with bad left brake.
Thank you very much.
All right, there you go. Wasn't a bad effort, was it? Didn't even know Cameron Freeman, championship leader of DNF. It looks like Jack Noble Adams number 2, Bailey Patterson. We're talking to him again with another podium. Happy with the way you went down, buddy?
The car was a bit flat in that one. Just didn't quite have the straight line speed. And setup was a bit wrong. The car came on at the end there. We started catching Jack. Apart from that, it's an all right weekend. I mean, I scratched the first race, obviously, but podiums again, so that's all we can hope for, really.
Podium is a good thing. There's nothing wrong with that. So congratulations, mate. It's been a good weekend for you.
Yeah, we always enjoy coming and talk to you, so yeah, it's been great. Thank you.
All right, Bailey. Now, someone said, where's Billy? Oh, there's Billy. Didn't want to come and talk to me. He was grumpy the last time I was talking to him. Smile, that's 8 from 9, I think, if we do the numbers correct.
Yeah, that's correct.
One thing I noticed from you, we talked about it last weekend, getting off the line, got off the line better this time.
Yeah, I was still second into turn 1, but, you know, I was really happy from that last race, and yeah, it was good to get another win.
When we look at the 8 of 9 race wins, what is the most way for you in the first?
Yeah, the South Island Tour for us has been awesome. You know, 8 out of 9 wins, you couldn't ask for any more. So, yeah, I think the highlight for me was that recovery into the last one, you know, mentally, and both Phil and Dad getting the car right.
All right, mate. Nice to see you smiling, not grumpy. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks, Steve.